Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 9 preview between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Ravens.
The number one mission for the Baltimore Ravens this week versus Cleveland is pressure. Now that they got Terrell Suggs back, that should help that out a lot. Getting pressure on a young quarterback, Brandon Whedon, forcing him into some throws and some errant passes that maybe Ed Reed can pick off on the back end. So I think the pressure defensively will be first and foremost this week for Baltimore. And look at the offensive side of the football. Yes, Joe Flacco has found his rhythm as far as getting everyone involved in the passing game, but this week I think will be one on the ground. The Browns have problems stopping the run. Look for the Ravens to run the football a little bit more than usual this week versus Cleveland. So let's go inside the lab to see how they can get those offensive linemen on the move.
I think the Baltimore Ravens can get more creative with their running game. We know there are some big guys up front, but I want to see more of their offensive linemen get on the move and get Ray Rice to the outside and get those Cleveland Brown defensive linemen moving sideline to sideline. You see right here we have two types of blocking assignments drawn up, ways they can get those guys on the move, and it's going against a ghost defense. But you see right here, pulling the two guards, getting those guys outside, getting Ray Rice behind three guys, essentially the fullback and the two pulling linemen. Just getting those offensive linemen on the move will do a lot of good things for that Ravens rushing attack. You see up here, we have trap type of blocking where you have guys blocked down, guy pulling out to kick out this defensive end. You also have a fold block here where the center will block down and the guard coming around to block and clean up the mess. So just getting those offensive linemen on the move, in my opinion, will do wonders for their running game this week versus the Cleveland Browns.
Now let's move over to the Browns in this ball game. And quiet is kept. In the first meeting, Ray Rice only had 49 yards. So that linebacking core did a great job of stopping the run and keeping it at the line of scrimmage. This week, I expect the Ravens to get him more involved in the passing game. So those linebackers have to be alert for Ray Rice sneaking out of the flat, going on those flare routes. Be alert for screen passes in order to have some success. And I would also try to send Buster Screen on a lot more corner blitzes just to shake up the pressure. But let's go inside the lab and look at that Browns offense and see how sequencing can help these guys versus Baltimore.
The Browns had some success in the first meeting versus the Ravens moving the football, and I think this week the offense has gotten better each and every time, and I think they can have some success versus the Ravens by utilizing base personnel, just sequencing their plays off one play type of action. Now let's look at how they can do so. I think their base personnel is fine. Josh Gordon, Greg Little, that's all you need right there. And also I formation, big fan of the I formation. And let's say you're gonna run the toss play out the I. We have the play side guard pulling around to get the strong safety, tight end and reach blocking, the outside backer, play side tackle is reach blocking that 5 technique, getting him out the way. Fullback is leading up into the hole, getting the middle backer. Richardson is going to the outside. Now off that same toss action, we're going to have the fullback dive, where Whedon is going to show toss, but instead give it to the fullback shooting through the hole, as we're going to trap this outside backer here with the play side guard. He's going to kick out that backer. Tight end is going to try to wash down that 5 technique. Play side tackle is going to lead up to the middle backer, and that's going to create the lane for the fullback shooting through the hole, try to get a big play right there. And finally, the pass play off of the fake toss action. You see, we're going to fake toss it. Richardson is going to drift out, trying to draw this outside linebacker. Tight end is going to work his way up, stem up, and shoot down the seam. Play side wide receiver, which will probably be Greg Little, the flanker is going to go in, stem out, like he's going to block that strong safety, but he's going to shoot up and run the comeback route. And on the backside, we got the post to occupy that free safety. So you could have two options, hitting the tight end down the seam, also hitting Greg Little on the deep comeback route, while all showing that fake toss action. So I think if they could sequence their plays just out of base personnel, I think the Browns may be able to move the football against Baltimore this week.
As I said before, quarterback pressure will be key for the Ravens. That's why I like that Terrell Suggs played last week, got the bye week to get up to game speed, and now he should be ready to go full strength. You also look at stop and run on the Cleveland side. They got to make sure they keep Ray Rice bottled up under 60 yards like they did in the first meeting in order to have a chance. Let's look at the personnel breakdown, and you see the Browns are slowly getting better offensively, and that's why I gave their receivers a check. I think their receiving core is just as equal as the Ravens receiving core, where the Ravens have the advantage, the defensive line, and that could be the key determinant in this ball game, dominating the line of scrimmage both offensively and defensively. I like the Browns in this ball game. I think offensively they've gotten better week in, week out. The defense has stabilized, and I think that's a great thing for Cleveland. And look for the wide receivers to play a huge role in this ball game. Quiet as kept, Cleveland's offense is a lot more balanced than people are giving them credit for, and I think the D-line will show up big this week versus Baltimore. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Browns fan forums and Raven fan forums for always showing football game plan support.